Hi, my name is Mr. Ring. I'm the band director here at Lufkin Middle School. This is a little video on how to rent an instrument. A couple reminders, if you came to open house or our sixth grade open house that we had back in May, you've already heard some of this. Um, Getting an instrument is the responsibility of you as the family. I highly recommend Music and Arts. They are a third-party rent-to-own uh, company for instruments. Um, you will rent the instrument for middle school. By the time you're done middle school, it becomes yours. You own it. So it's really just like monthly payments until you own it. There's a couple options that I'll go over and all the things that you need. So I'm going to share my screen for you and we'll get started. I will be sending you an email, a letter home tomorrow, not an email, so sorry. And on this letter, it'll go over a lot of this as well and kind of help you with that. When you just type music and arts, look it up online, you'll go right here to rentals. When you press rentals, it takes you here. The first thing you do is press rent now. Now, it's really helpful. All you have to do is type in Lufkin Road Middle School and it will pop up right there. You'll click that, press next. You're going to say sixth grade. And this is very important. Do not press reserve for later. Earliest available option. Press next. Now there's a couple options here. You'll see alto saxophone is not an instrument that our students play right now. That's an instrument that happens later on in the school year, which is why that it's listed as an option. Same thing with euphonium. There may be a student or two who play euphonium if you have permission. On this letter you'll be receiving from me tomorrow, there's going to be a spot where it says your student's name as well as the instrument that they have selected. That instrument will be the one that you'll need to rent. Okay, I'll go through each one. The four other instruments are our primary ones. Okay. So let's say that your student is playing the flute. You'll press flute and you'll press next. Now there's a couple options. The one here that just says flute, that's the basic model. The one here that says open hold flute offset, this is the intermediate model. I highly recommend, and this is for every instrument, the intermediate models. If you're going to spend this money and this time on this instrument, one, they're going to sound better quicker because they're playing nicer instruments. Two, by the time you own this instrument at the end of middle school, you won't need a beginner model anymore. These intermediate instruments will carry them over into high school. So I highly, highly recommend getting the intermediate ones now. So that way your money is going towards an instrument that's going to last longer. I hope that makes sense. Feel free to ask me if you have any questions. So you'll press the open hold flute. We'll press next. It shows you right now it's a lower payment because it's your first one. Down here, it has the price that it'll cost once after you get past this first month. Right here, it says include liability. Now, that 61 right here that's listed, that does include the liability. The liability damage waiver is how, if your student breaks their instrument and you need to send it into the repair shop, the repairs are covered when you do that. You're renting the instrument, it's middle school, things are going to happen. Highly recommend getting that. You'll press next. Now, on this letter that I'm sending you, it's also going to say, do I really need the starter pack? I highly recommend the starter pack. And the book, you definitely want the book. Now, these are both one-time payments, so it'll come out this first payment, and then it's not going to charge you for them again. They're yours to keep. Even if your child quits band after the first year, you'll return the flute, but these you own because you purchased them once. And when they deliver the instrument to Lufkin, those will also show up with it, which is great. So keep both of them and you'll press next. It kind of goes over what happens. It's going to deliver them straight to the school. You'll press add to cart. After you add it to your cart, this should pop up and you'll have to make a sign in account. I can't show you that because mine looks a little different because mine is for band director, not for a parent. But it has you put in your card information so that way it can take out the monthly costs and all that kind of stuff. Okay, let's go and do a different instrument. So we'll go back to rentals. We'll press remove rental because it's going to freak out. Rent now. Same thing. Lufkin Road pops right up for you. Sixth grade. And let's say, remember, earliest available option. Let's say your student is going to play the clarinet. Press clarinet. Same thing here. The one that just says clarinet is the basic model. The one that says wood clarinet, that's the intermediate model. Again, highly recommend. This time, so that way you can see it if it's the option that you're going to choose, I'll do the regular clarinet. Um, Again, highly recommend the wood clarinet. You'll see it's a little bit less this month, and your overall month is a little bit less. But again, you're spending that money to own a beginner model that really, once you get to high school, it's not going to be great. Keep the liability waiver. Clarinet is a little different than the other ones. So besides the starter pack and the book, when you play the clarinet, clarinets have these things called reeds. It's these little wood things right here. That's what makes the sound on the instrument. So that will come if you purchase, which you should because your student needs it to make the noise. Same thing with these. You guys, a little couple extra options. But again, everything right here on the school supply page is a one-time purchase. Okay, and that'll get you going for the first month. Let me go back to the wood clarinet just so that everybody can see it. Same thing, that's the cost for your first month, all the items. Okay, let's go back to a different instrument. Let's say that your student's going to play the trumpet. Right here, two options as well. We have our base model trumpet, and then we have these silver trumpets, which are our intermediate levels. Same thing, same cost per month. You'll press next. And again, just the starter pack, just the book. You need both of those things, and you're good to go. We'll take it back again to trombone. And again, our base model, the intermediate model that I highly recommend. Same thing, the two items that you'll need, and you press next, and you would add it to cart. Okay, great. Now I'd like to show you, let me pull it up for you, the letter that I'm currently working on for you. Let's see if you can, yep, you can see this, great. And this will get sent home with you tomorrow. You'll see right here, I have a couple reminders for you. You'll have your student's name right here. You'll have the instrument that they're going to play, and then some reminders so that way you can look it up. We are trying to get this done. I would like if we can get this all done this weekend, so that way next week Music and Arts can work on it and they'll be delivered by week 3, and really so that they can have it before they leave. Remember to add the starter pack, highly recommend. The reeds when you're playing clarinet, that's an additional thing, and the method book. The method book is specific to the instrument that your child plays. So doing it through the music company guarantees that it'll be sent to you with the correct instrument. Okay. Um, Here we go. If renting or purchasing an instrument is a financial burden for your family, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. We don't have a ton of them, but we do have a few where students will be able to use them so that way they can still be in band. I want all students to be in band, if they want to be. A couple other reminders. This has gone out a couple times, not from me, but through the school. A 1-inch binder is needed for band. That way they have their band, music, and worksheets separately from their core classes. I highly recommend a pencil pouch and not a loose one, but one that has the binder rings in it so it can stay in that binder. At least 4 pencils, and they do need 5 dividers so that they can keep track of all the things that we work with. Lastly, there's something here. Oh, if you prefer to buy a used instrument, please send me the link. Some people go through Facebook Marketplace, which is great. It tends to be people who purchase an instrument for middle school band. They played a year or two and now they're selling it. Great. Do not hesitate to just send me an email. Hey, Mr. Wing, we want to get this used instrument. Hope that's okay. Here's the link, and I'll take a look at it. I'll let you know if it's going to be of quality. You don't want to waste your money on something that's not going to be. And then if you already own an instrument, a lot of families have already sent in their instruments to me. If they A lot of students have already sent in their instruments to me. If they already owned it, fine. We've checked them all out. They all look good so far. And then if you'd like to own, again, you can feel free to purchase on your own. Please send me a link if you do. Music and Arts tends to have deals in January or after your first year where you can buy out of your contract and it saves some on interest and sometimes they'll cut a deal. So again, renting is the smartest thing to do right now if you're one of those people, especially if your student could potentially switch instruments later on. I hope that this kind of answers their general questions. If you have any questions, please email me. I've already told the students that next week, for tracks 1, 2, and 3. Next week, the second week of school, I'm at a conference, but I will be available through my email so that way we can get as much of this done. I'll also be walking all your students through this tomorrow in class so that way they can see how it's done and hopefully help you as well. Okay? Thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to getting your students started.